Music mogul Jay-Z is responding to a civil lawsuit in which a woman alleges Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs. She was 13 years old. ABC's Oreen Shah has the story.
About Jay-Z and Diddy and a teenager, 13-year-old teenager.
Right.
And we were speaking about just the statement.
Right.
The statement, you were saying you felt like that was calculated.
That was, the statement is something you can tell it was written by a lawyer. Because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says, you're going to find out.
And, I remember one time walking in the studio, Bleak Beans, everybody was in there. And I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now. Just flood it, put out a lot of music because 50 Cent is coming. And, 4 months later, in the club hit and it was over. And it was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this tidal wave out.
Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and Diddy. Brace yourself, because 50 Cent is about to pull back the curtain and no one is safe.
So they don't give you the trophies. I got the checks. I didn't get the check. Jay got trophies, man. That's because he signed that contract.
What contract?
The one with Beyoncé. If you don't sign, you don't get a trophy. She ain't coming.
Beyoncé done ran down on you once, Fifth? Come on.
She did. She did worse. She jumped off the ledge. I was like, I didn't really know what to do. He'll look at you and go, nah, that happened.
So Beyoncé jumped down.
She jumped down. She was on a windowsill, right? We were in Vegas. She said, yeah, come on. I'm talking to her. She jumped out. And I'm like, wait, what is she doing? This isn't my Jay-Z stuff. Don't come.
So who wasn't there?
Me? I'm talking to Jay. Soon as I talk to Jay, she jumps out, comes over. I said, oh, look at this. They about to jump you.
You lucky Solange wasn't there.
I would have had the reboot.
Huh? What? So what did Beyoncé do? Just staring?
Nah, she came like she was ready, like she thought something was gonna happen. And I'm like, yo, whoa. She's throwing me off because I don't know how to respond. You are still Beyoncé. Uh-oh. I see her going, what is this guy? I'm like, wait, what happened? I look at Jay. Here you go.
And now, Beyoncé is reportedly preparing to make a quiet exit, just as 50 Cent announces he's dropping a second documentary, this time exposing everyone who ever worked closely with Diddy. Jay-Z and Beyoncé were allegedly supporting Diddy behind the scenes, and now the spotlight is turning on them. Finally, 50 Cent confirms he has more dirt on Diddy than he even got into the 4 Netflix episodes. And he hints this footage could change everything. He sat down to explain some of this on the Sherry Show yesterday, and she said it shocked a lot of people to see this personal footage of Diddy. She asked if there was other stuff that has not been shown. He said, yeah, well, there's some stuff that couldn't make it in because there were only 4 episodes in the Netflix Diddy documentary. She asked, does this mean that there's going to be a part 2 of the Netflix Diddy documentary? And he said that he's just going to put it on YouTube. He even laughed about it. The reason he wants to put this on YouTube is because Netflix probably wouldn't let him include certain things due to liability. That's one of the main reasons some things weren't in the Diddy documentary. Also, he had to fit everything into those 4 episodes. She asked, out of all the people that were coming forward, have there been any new tips since it was released? He said, well, yeah, everyone starts to feel a little more comfortable when they see other people telling their truth about it. For years, and now that spotlight is turning in their direction, the pressure is getting real fast. People are asking the big question now. Is Beyoncé preparing to walk away from Jay-Z, or is she trying to step back from the industry entirely before things explode? Last time, and Piers Morgan said it, they're not here to defend themselves. Do you think the Carters will speak about any of this? Beyoncé is losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day, and she still hasn't said anything, just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say so?
Probably not, considering she could be implicated by anything she would say.
These are criminals. Diddy is a drug dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is there. How many people does he have to be around before people see him for who he is?
It seems like these artists are trying to run away from their past. Diddy changed his name multiple times to say, that's not me. I'm trying to move beyond Diddy. I'm love now.
What kind of love? Baby oil love, baby love, explicit love. Hey,
Jay-Z already knew 50 Cent was eventually coming for him, but what shocked him was the footage revealed in the docuseries so far. He reportedly never expected 50 to have access to that level of material. And insiders say Jay knows it's a matter of time before more footage involving him and Diddy gets released. 50 already hinted at this publicly, and he's allegedly sitting on over 140 hours of footage.
I know people in the industry who have been around for a long time. He was there when he first started dating Beyoncé at 17 or 18. He was 30-something. You didn't know his age, but when I looked back, I saw how old Jay was. I think he was born in 1969. Beyoncé, they say, was born in 1981. Back in 1998 or 1999, she wasn't even supposed to be in the club, but she was. Jay was dating her at the time, and he was 30 years old. So isn't she still somewhat a child? To me, she is.
I guess they protect children. That's how you protect a child, dating her at 37 when she's 17 or 18, if that's her true age. We really don't know her true age because Gabrielle Union said she went to junior high with her, and Gabrielle is 6 or 7 years older. That could implicate some of the most powerful names in hip-hop history. The tension between 50 Cent and Jay-Z didn't come out of nowhere. Their rivalry goes way back, with claims that Jay tried everything he could to block 50's rise at different points in his career. But instead of folding, 50 kept pushing, kept winning, and came back even bigger. People believe 50 sees this moment as payback. He's not just aiming at Jay-Z, he's dragging Beyoncé into the storm right alongside him. A lot of fans have pointed out the difference in how these two men move. Jay-Z is accused of quietly blocking people from getting ahead, while 50 lifts others up. That contrast is now being replayed online as people re-examine old alliances and industry behavior. There are also resurfacing allegations about Jay-Z being present at Diddy's infamous parties, where rumors of infidelity and shady behavior followed him for years. Some insiders claim Beyoncé was aware of Jay's lifestyle choices and chose to look the other way. But Jay-Z has had an official lawsuit. That's being talked about louder than ever. People are finally really questioning this man. That emboldens others who have been silent. There were victims ready to come forward, and now they might feel more confident.
Everyone knew Jay-Z's celebrity identity when I did Piers Morgan. Is Beyoncé involved? I hope not, but she's got enough on her plate. Her husband, she knows exactly who he is. She knows.
Prioritizing power and brand over confrontation, these claims are fueling intense backlash as more stories resurface. One of the most sensitive topics involves long-standing rumors about how Jay-Z and Beyoncé's relationship began. Industry insiders have claimed people talked for years about their early connection. These are allegations and speculation, not proven facts. Critics argue unhealthy power dynamics were normalized in the industry for decades, shaping how relationships were viewed. More names are being dragged into the conversation, with past stories involving other female artists being re-examined under a new lens. Diddy used to hate Jay-Z enough to try to get Ja Rule to go at Jay-Z back in the early 2000s. They eventually worked it out. Were Diddy and Jay-Z really friends? They were close enough that they weren't playing sports together, but they had a type of closeness, checking on each other's personal lives. That's why Jay almost never puts himself in obvious compromising situations. Diddy built his empire by being everywhere, knowing everyone and staying loud. Jay-Z did the opposite. When he signed his big contract with Beyoncé, the trophies started rolling in. He got Grammys left and right.
So the success is derived from the marriage.
Absolutely. You're treated differently. The accolade comes because he's no longer viewed as a street or gangster rapper. Now he's seen as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man. He built power by limiting access, keeping distance, and controlling who could get close to him. That quiet strategy protected him for decades, until one major mistake blew it all up.
Diddy really screwed over Mark. This is awful because Diddy owes his life to Mark Aganolo, his defense lawyer, who had a brilliant strategy. But Diddy screwed him over by secretly recording conversations without telling Mark, which was supposed to be privileged. Mark expected private conversations to guide Diddy before his arrest, but Diddy had someone filming it.
Being closely connected to Diddy is now coming back to haunt Jay-Z in a way nobody expected. Insiders believe trusting Diddy may be the biggest error Jay-Z and Beyoncé ever made. People are seeing Jay differently, especially in white media, where for 25 years he was largely untouchable. While Diddy built his empire loudly, Jay-Z controlled everything quietly. 50 Cent's footage now shows potential missteps, legal manipulation, and more. He acquired it legally after Diddy failed to pay his editor. Once that relationship collapsed, 50 stepped in and bought the footage. Behind the scenes, Beyoncé and Jay-Z are reportedly at a breaking point. A divorce could happen if this documentary drops. Beyoncé has spent years protecting Jay-Z's image, rebuilding public trust, and keeping her legacy intact. But this situation feels different, heavier, louder, and impossible to control. Fans have described their relationship as deeply toxic, pointing to power imbalances and years of rumored control. Dame Dash says he has never seen Jay-Z face scrutiny like this before. For decades, media silence and industry loyalty protected him. Now, the shield looks thin. 50 Cent has footage that could add more time to Diddy's sentence. This includes behind-the-scenes videos, conversations with lawyers, and potential witness tampering. He confirmed he's actively working on part 2 of the documentary. The next documentary is expected to focus heavily on Jay-Z. Many believe Beyoncé may have finally reached her limit. Staying silent and standing by Jay-Z worked before, but now walking away might be the smartest move. The story isn't over. 50 Cent's documentary is just the tip of the iceberg. He's working with Diddy's own son on this project, framing it as documentation rather than a hit job. The facts are being laid out for everyone to see. Does Beyoncé walk away to protect everything she's built, or does she stay and weather the storm? While Diddy built his empire loudly, Jay-Z controlled everything quietly. 50 Cent's footage now shows potential missteps, legal manipulation, and more. He acquired it legally after Diddy failed to pay his editor. Once that relationship collapsed, 50 stepped in and bought the footage. Behind the scenes, Beyoncé and Jay-Z are reportedly at a breaking point. A divorce could happen if this documentary drops. Beyoncé has spent years protecting Jay-Z's image, rebuilding public trust, and keeping her legacy intact. But this situation feels different, heavier, louder, and impossible to control. Fans have described their relationship as deeply toxic, pointing to power imbalances and years of rumored control. Dame Dash says he has never seen Jay-Z face scrutiny like this before. For decades, media silence and industry loyalty protected him. Now, the shield looks thin. 50 Cent has footage that could add more time to Diddy's sentence. This includes behind-the-scenes videos, conversations with lawyers, and potential witness tampering. He confirmed he's actively working on part 2 of the documentary. The next documentary is expected to focus heavily on Jay-Z. Many believe Beyoncé may have finally reached her limit. Staying silent and standing by Jay-Z worked before, but now walking away might be the smartest move. The story isn't over. 50 Cent's documentary is just the tip of the iceberg. He's working with Diddy's own son on this project, framing it as documentation rather than a hit job. The facts are being laid out for everyone to see. Does Beyoncé walk away to protect everything she's built, or does she stay and weather the storm? And if 50 really has what he says he has, who's next when the spotlight shifts? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like, share, and subscribe to Judge Rinder so you don't miss what happens next. The story is far from over, and we'll see you on the next one.